Welcome to today's video. We're going to dive into the life of one of the Bible's most iconic figures, Abraham. His journey is filled with powerful lessons that are still relevant to us today. Let's explore 5 key life lessons we can learn from Abraham's story. Faith and trust in God. Abraham's life shows us what it means to trust God, even when we don't understand his plans. When God called him to leave his home and journey to an unknown land, Abraham didn't hesitate. He followed God's call by faith, stepping into uncertainty with complete trust in God's promises. Just like Abraham, sometimes God calls us to step out of our comfort zones into something unknown. The lesson here? Trust that God has a purpose for you, even when the path isn't clear. Lesson number 2, obedience to God's calling. Abraham's obedience was tested in a powerful way when God asked him to sacrifice his son Isaac. Imagine the pain and confusion he must have felt, yet he obeyed without hesitation. But as Abraham lifted the knife, God intervened and spared Isaac, confirming that Abraham's faith and obedience were unshakable. This teaches us that true obedience to God sometimes requires great sacrifice, but it's through our obedience that we show our trust in his plan. Lesson number 3, God's covenant and promises. God promised Abraham that he would be the father of many nations, a promise that seemed impossible when Abraham was already elderly. But God always keeps his word. Through Abraham, God began a covenant that still shapes the world today. When God makes a promise, he is faithful. It may take time, but God's promises will always come to pass. We just need to trust in his timing. Lesson number 4, patience and waiting on God. Abraham had to wait many years for the child that God had promised him, Isaac. During this time, it was easy to lose patience, but Abraham learned that God's timing is perfect. Sometimes when we feel like we're waiting forever, we can take comfort in knowing that God has a plan for us, and he will fulfill his promises when the time is right. Abraham teaches us to be patient and trust that God's delays are not denials. They are part of his perfect plan for our lives. Finally, lesson number 5, intercession for others. Abraham showed his heart for others when he pleaded with God to spare the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, asking God that he would save him for the sake of a few righteous people. Though the cities were ultimately destroyed, Abraham's example teaches us to pray and intercede for others, even when they may not deserve it. Like Abraham, we're called to pray for others, to show compassion, and to be a voice for those who need it most. So, to wrap up, here are the 5 key lessons we can learn from the life of Abraham. 1. Trust God, even when the path is unclear. 2. Obey God, even when it's hard. 3. Believe in his promises. They will come to pass. 4. Be patient and wait on God's perfect timing. Pray for others and intercede on their behalf. Abraham's story isn't just a tale from the past. It's a blueprint for living a life of faith today. If you found these lessons helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who might need a reminder of God's faithfulness. Thanks for watching and see you next time.